everybody, for joining us this Monday, August 18th, 2025 for the Mooresville Redevelopment Commission meeting. We'll do a quick call to order, followed by the pledge and invocation. So everybody in attendance, if you would please rise for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you bow with me? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for another beautiful day. Lord, we just ask you to please help keep our minds clear as we try to make decisions to the best of our ability. Lord, we also ask you to continue to keep your hand over this community and all of those communities that are in your need right now with everything going on in the world. Lord, we also thank you for the schools kicking off another year. Please keep your hand over all administration, staff, teachers, and students involved. Have another safe and successful year. In your name we pray. Amen.
Take that one.
All right, first official order of business tonight, we'll do the opening of the bids for the Main Street project. Any questions or comments from the committee before we get started? Seeing none, let the fun begin. Thank you.
Maybe Brian could help in advance.
Join in on the fun. First one from Mooresville Construction Inc. Unless Brian gets his open faster.
This one is from Beatty Construction.
Have you found your total?
I saw the tables.
Contractor's bid for Public Works, Form 96, from Morphe Construction for the sum total of $8,378,000. So $8,378,070. 0 cents.
Okay, Beatty. We have, where it is on there? Oh, there it is. $8,848,352.76.
Okay, from Banning Engineering. Oh,
No.
sorry, governed by Banning Engineering.
Mark was about to freak out there for a second.
Kreider and Kreider, sorry. You didn't know you were part of the party, did you? Sorry, from Kreider and Kreider. Bid total coming to $8,514,290.79. So $8,514,290.79.
Okay, Reith Riley. Gave us handy little tabs, but I still can't seem to, yeah, unit prices. Okay, total bid for Reith Riley is $8,110,669.41.
from Milestone Contractors. Total bid coming out to $8,306,000 even, 8306000. Chelsea, to your knowledge, is that all of the bids that came in?
That is what was received in the clerk treasurer's office.
All relatively close.
Anything, as we kind of dive deeper into this, Chelsea, that you want to highlight?
Yeah, so, does a formal motion need to be made just to accept the bids, or we just take them under advisement and, Mark will review them, and then at our, September 8th was the winning date, our September 8th meeting, that gives you enough time to review. He'll come back with a formal recommendation, just making sure we're apples to apples and there's nothing outstanding that's different from one bid to another.
No formal motion.
Or the engineer's estimate?
You can share that if you want to share that.
I'm just curious.
It's on the back here.
Is it on there?
Oh, it's not on everybody?
No.
Oh, you gave me you wanted to make me happy. The engineer's estimate was $8,788,862.07. $8,788,862.07.
Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none. Just personally like to thank everyone that took the time to place a bid. Obviously, this is a big project that we've been working on for a long time and have extended out the calendar. But really appreciate the time and effort it took to get to this point. Obviously, we need real numbers to work with so we can get to the next step in our project. So we're one step closer. So thank you again for everyone that participated. Thank you. Moving down the line of tonight's agenda, we need the minutes for the July 8th, 2025 public meeting. Any questions or comments from the board in regard to the July 8th, 2025 meeting?
Brian Culp will make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented for the July 8th regular meeting.
I've got a first. Do I have a second? First and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed the same. Minutes pass. Financial report. Chelsea, anything you want to highlight?
Nope, it was emailed out to you this afternoon. It is in front of Aaron, Commissioner Pipkin. I'm happy to answer any questions anybody may have.
It's a $60 payment to the town of Mooresville.
Funny that you should ask Commissioner and Councilman Sweeney. So that is for the electric permit that we needed for the parking lot over here to get electric set up. This is candidly the bane of my existence and has been for the now 12 years that I have worked in one capacity or another for the town. I have no problem with one body, no matter what body that may be, Parks, Redevelopment Commission, anything. There's certain permits that require outsourcing, such as stormwater. I know they send those to Wessler for review, and that is a true cost to the town, and somebody has to pay that, right? So if that's the Redevelopment Commission, which I'm sure we're gonna have stormwater permits coming with the Main Street project, I have no problem personally with the Redevelopment Commission bearing that cost, because that should not be realized by the town council or any other part of the town government. I get very frustrated when we cannot waive really silly things like $60 fees. Now, let me be very clear. I am not suggesting that we should skip the process. We need to hold our contractors and our engineers and everyone accountable. There's still a process, there's checks and balances. Tim Bennett in the building department needs to go and inspect things and make sure they're installed correctly. I just don't understand why at the end the fee can't be waived. So,
You know, I was gonna ask that.
so, it is, I tried, and there was a $60. So, but the part is that how it works internally here is, Mark, as our engineer, filed for the permit. So then it goes through the process internally, and then when the permit is ready, you have to pay for it to be released and sent back up to the building department for them to go and check the box and go do the inspection so that the work can be completed. So, I mean, I thought about taking it to the town council meeting publicly, but I didn't want to hold up the parking lot from being completed. So instead, we're talking about it here, I guess. So, and we're gonna have more, and the Parks Department's gonna have more with our pretty massive, expansive projects over the next 18 months. And this is continuously an issue. Again, I just want to be clear, I'm not saying that whether it's police, I don't care who it is, there should still be a process, in my opinion, which doesn't matter, I understand that. There should still be a process that we should follow. I just wish we could work together and waive that fee if there is not a true cost to the town. So, that's my soapbox for today. Thanks for opening that can of worms. What are your thoughts on that, Commissioner Sweeney?
You know my thoughts on it, and if you wanna bring it to the council,
Maybe,
share my thoughts.
maybe you and I would like to bring it jointly to the council, as this is gonna be an ongoing battle over the next couple of years. Yeah. I mean, honestly, do we have any estimate for how many permits we're gonna need, likely?
For Main Street.
Yeah,
We're gonna have another electrical permit for sure.
okay,
There's no sanitary involved, so nothing for that. So, and then so the town's, stormwater reviewer already did that review.
okay,
So
so we'll have a couple, but,
we'll have a
yeah.
couple, but not very many.
okay,
Yeah. It's interesting, it's like, it's more like per project, no matter how big or small.
right,
It's gonna be one or two per project.
right.
Even if it's only a $2,000 project.
Yeah.
And I will also add that I actually went so far as to ask the county how they handle it, because I thought, okay, maybe this is how it's handled everywhere. Maybe everybody does this. And I spoke with Laura Parker, who is building and planning for the county, and she said that she will waive it. She'll take it again through the entire process, as it should be, but at the end, she'll waive it unless there's a fee from a third-party vendor, an engineer, or somebody to review. And at that point, she'll pass that on to whichever governmental unit was applying, so.
Well, like I said to you before, when I pulled a, right-of-way permit for the Fishers Elementary School, they waived all the fees on that permit, which was kind of unusual, I thought.
For a school, I'm sure,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So,
Sure, Dr. Allen could weigh in as well. I won't make you, but. as I-
I'm in enough trouble at 6:15 as I need to be in.
Oh, shoot.
I'm just hoping to get to this one. I'm surprised Jared said this close to me.
Yeah, and that's even to work with the schools, how amazing. Yeah. I mean, that's what we should do. And nobody's getting rich or paying bills off $60, so just fundamentally, it just irks me every time these things happen, but anyways,
well, you know how I feel about it, so.
I appreciate it. Maybe Phil and I can get together, so, okay.
Well, good question. Any other highlights?
No, again, I'm happy to answer any other questions that anybody may have. I did spend an entire day on, I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I spent a lot of time on that one this month.
Well, thank you for the time and effort.
Yep.
Any other questions or comments from the commission before asking for a motion? Seeing none, I'll ask for that motion.
Make a motion, we accept the financial report.
I have a first, so I have a second.
Brian Coble, second.
First and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Financial report passes. New business, any new business that needs discussed tonight? Seeing none, we will move on to old business, Patel site update.
I did meet with our construction observation team, on site. We're not really gonna call it a punch list, it's almost a pre-punch list of things that still need to be completed. So we met on site with the contractor to say these are outstanding issues. So I expect within the next probably 6 weeks, we'll really be able to do the punch list and get that put to rest, so.
Any questions or comments in regards to the Patel site? Seeing none, we'll move on to Main Street update.
Do you have anything formally you'd like? I'm not, you don't have to by any means. I was gonna provide a little bit of an update on the utilities.
Sure, yeah,
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead.
okay.
I actually have your written report if you want to glance at that. I mean,
Somewhat off the cuff.
yeah, well, there, and then you can, yeah.
Okay.
The next half hour is yours.
Yeah. My name's Mark Butler, project manager for Main Street, and thanks for having me today. Just anecdotally, very pleased with the bids, by the way. For a project this large, for them to come in that close is actually pretty incredible. So it's really good. So we'll be taking a closer look at the bid packets and looking for things like what was required in the packets, insurance, all the parts and pieces, and then bring a recommendation back to you. Some things that we've been working on while in the meantime is just making sure that all the utilities that need to move, that they're moving. And so we have AES in the form of street lighting, distribution, and transmission. They've been working with us. Just so you know, the street lighting itself, we want to keep Main Street lit for as long as possible. And so we're going to delay having them move, or so it's not move, but remove their street lights until about 8 weeks before the contractor comes into the downtown section. Okay, so we're going to try to keep as many lights on as possible. So that work won't happen until sometime next year during construction. AES distribution is already moving poles, transmission as well. AT&T is moving a fiber line in September. CenterPoint has another gas line to lower. Comcast and Endeavor and Everstream are attached to some of the poles that AES is moving, so it's more of a domino, but they're on schedule to do that as well this fall, and same with Verizon. So at this time, we do not have any concerns about these utilities following through on the work plans that have been signed off and approved to get that done this fall. So, you know, it's one of those things, they give us a time frame and then it's usually exceeded. But because we're not doing the work until next year, we can absorb that kind of thing. So, any questions at this point?
No, but one other thing I thought we should add, as a reminder, we are in contract with Indiana American for their work. So included in that overall price is a portion that will be paid specifically by Indiana American. So I know we've talked about that repeatedly, but a reminder.
Yeah, yeah. So as just to give you an idea, the road work we estimated at somewhere around 7.6 million, and Indiana American estimated their work to be about 1.15 million. And so if they are fairly close to our numbers proportionally, that's kind of what you're looking at. Okay. So, but it's important also to mention that bids are accepted and awarded based on the total price.
Yeah.
And so we have to go off the total. So, yeah. But yeah.
We are still working through the contract with the agreement with Indiana American. Adam's already provided his comments, Mark's provided his comments, so it's just with their engineer. I honestly assumed I would have it back by now. I think it's just not a priority because we're not executing contracts yet, so I expect hopefully by next month, we should have the actual agreement,
Yep.
so. And that does include paying for their portion of your contract,
Yeah,
so.
yep, that's right, that's right. So when Indiana American, you know, requested the change, we had quite a few changes in our plans that we needed to take care of. So, meetings, coordination, things like that, so.
I'm sorry, what did you say that estimate was from Indiana American, like roughly?
Yeah, $1.15 million. That was their estimate that they provided to us. Yeah. So. Yeah. So, I'll mention that, once a contractor is selected, the next step is to acquire all the insurance and proper documentation to get them under contract. Next step after that is to request their schedule. We're gonna require them to submit a schedule sooner than later, because we hope to have a public meeting in the October kind of timeframe for business owners and homeowners along Main Street. So it's our intent to be as you know, as transparent as we can for those folks when rearranging how they manage their business or their parking in front of their home for next year. So,
And we'll go back to having the regular, like, office hours once the project starts. Was that the?
I think so, yeah.
I think we were looking more at starting, again, when the project actually
Yeah,
starts.
yeah,
Once we have everything under contract and we know who and the schedule, then it just, there hasn't been anything to update.
No,
And it was
no.
a waste of, quite frankly, time and money to continue them through the summer. So, yeah.
That is a great point you brought up, though, because one thing I was gonna bring up is there's been a lot of moving parts on Main Street, some new businesses coming in, some new ownership.
Yeah.
We just wanna make sure, I felt like communication's been great up to this point, and now that we are getting closer, you know, we wanna make sure, especially business owners, new business owners, you know, hopefully the understanding is this project is to help continue that area to thrive. So I wanted to make sure we're opening up those communication lines again, so.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been doing even more coordination with the law office with the facade work that they're now done with. And then we did coordinate with Sean Stewart with the new Brewlink, thank you. And they did ask us some questions about the facade and what the design criteria would be for them to make sure it doesn't impact what we're doing. So we have had some conversations about that, but you're right, there's many people haven't heard anything in detail for a while. Yeah. So,
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for all that.
thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Moving on, we will go to legal managerial update.
Nothing specifically from me this month unless you guys have any questions.
The one thing, I do have kind of a lengthy written report. The one thing specifically I want to point out is, now I'm gonna bring, Electric Plus has been phenomenal in the work that they've done in the parking lot. And I just wanted to kind of give them a shout out. That we even had an issue with AES kind of changing some of their specs last minute. They had to move some box and conduit, and they actually came out and ended up doing it. They didn't even charge us for it. So they have been very communicative. Sometimes contractors get bad reps, and we don't necessarily praise the ones that are doing a great job. So I just wanted to say thanks to them for the work that they did on that.
I want to ask about the Mooresville Business Park. So we've got buffers that's opened, and then Old Dominion is, they're in the midst of construction. Do we have any kind of time frame for the other parcel that, can't remember the name of the company. Yes.
So in Beliso, yeah. So I do know that the original contractor they were working with, they could not come to terms. So I do believe things have been pushed out a little bit more. And I think part of the problem was that the contractor couldn't meet the time frames that they then had I did receive a call probably 6 weeks ago now from from another contractor asking questions specific to that. So I do think there's some due diligence being done. I don't have an updated time frame.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I just know that was concerned when we
Yeah.
sold.
Yep. I will also add, I did make sure this month that the 10 acres with the 3.5 buildable that we still have, that is on Indiana Zoom Prospector, which is the state site and building database. So worked with Mike and made sure that that is up there.
Anything else on managerial? Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Do we have any further thoughts on what things might look like from the state? I know a lot of municipalities at this point have set their budgets and started to really see. Do we have any idea what that might look like for us next year? Or are we still just sort of holding our breath?
Next legislative session.
Well, I mean, with the money that's gonna come in based on what they did this year.
I will just say, and then this is much more Adam's world right now. So Baker Tilly is not able to be at September 8th, but I have him scheduled for October 2nd. So Jason Sendler will be here on October 2nd to talk specifically about the impact that it will have to the 2026 TIF projections.
Okay.
So that wasn't really what you asked, but I'll at
Well,
least talk from that
it was
angle.
sort of.
Yeah, so.
A lot of people are waiting on the the certified net AV.
Yeah.
And so we contacted the treasurer's office, and they're having some software issues, and then we should hopefully get ours, hopefully, she said by the end of next week. As
Okay.
far as our AV goes. So fingers crossed. So we're waiting on that.
I heard 4 counties, maybe August 1st.
There weren't many. Yeah.
Out of 92 counties.
Sounds about right.
Deadlines for things? I think it's mainly software, anecdotally what I've heard, that all the software updates that are needed and all the changes and getting all that kind of put in. Just taking a while. I've heard wild, places having wild growth, others having lost. There'll be lots of disparate impact, I guess, across all communities, counties, schools. The setup as a whole and Senate Rolled Act 1 will have wild winters and winters. Some communities will have, be interesting to see how they survive. Others will have money seemingly brought to them in dump trucks, because it'll be a lot, so.
I don't think we're on the dump truck end. But hopefully we're somewhere in the middle.
But are they dumping it off or loading it up? That's the.
Being hit by one? What are you referring to, Jake?
Oh, maybe residential. I don't know if, Adam, that makes sense. Maybe if because we're so heavy residential that we may see some hope for some growth. I don't know if that's kind of as far as the AV goes. And I don't want to get out of my depths either. I'm just trying to always be optimistic. And we'll see.
The state changed the, what do they call them? Not assessment guidelines, but cost tables, thank you. So that had a big impact. I think agricultural is generally going down. When you're on the 4-year cycle for reassessments, so some of those have caught up and had big impacts. It's kind of hard to tell, and other places have had other commercial and industrial growth, but the typical counties that you think of that are growing, I think are the ones that have gone up. But it's just hard to tell. So like Hendricks and Morgan are right next to each other. It's always kind of interesting to kind of compare. So they are mirror opposite each other on property tax rate and income tax rate, basically. So it's hard to always project how that's going to turn out when it's sort of all said and done. Now they change in the next few legislative sessions.
think it's also hard when a lot of it doesn't go into effect for a couple of years. But I do think people have to be paying attention, because my biggest concern is that because it doesn't go in, not everything's kind of phased in, or some things are that, it's like, oh, it's not our issue right now. But it is, because it's gonna, I think, be catastrophic for a lot of communities.
Does this commission, do we get any local income tax dollars? Okay, so that won't impact this commission.
In some places have higher lit rates with property tax replacement. I don't know if Morgan County has property tax replacement or not, but, so how they shift between property taxes and lit, I could speak for hours off this, but I won't, everybody here, but, it'll be interesting, because mainly because Morgan County has such a low property tax rate as it is.
I will say the one thing that will impact the TIF is we do have quite a bit of residential in the downtown area in the TIF. And so that $300 credit, so keep in mind, when we establish, we have to be at the base. So that's gonna dip us. So we're gonna then take our increment to get back to the base. So it's just a matter of how many of those units are there times 300. And so we're gonna eat that right off the bat.
And I'm sure Baker Tilly breaks it down by the parcel and kind of gets into the weeds.
Yeah,
Which is good.
So that is one direct hit that will come to the TIF.
Anything else? Questions, comments? Okay. We'll move on to review of the claims. Parks request. Welcome back.
Well, thank you. Park Superintendent here, after we had that lovely chat about money and how it's going and dump trucks and leaving in dump trucks. I'm here to ask for money. So, part of our reimbursement agreement, we have officially, the project is moving. If you have not seen the project currently, there is a mountain growing in Pioneer Park of dirt. I can say that our bioretention, it's not releasing water yet. It is collecting water over the last weekend's rain. So tonight is our first disbursement request. So part of the BOT process is we have now completed certain components of the project, and at that point in time is when we then issue disbursement of funds to basically reinvest into Greg Martez GM Development's investment from the beginning. So this, what you see before you, is from our groundbreaking ceremony to the end of July, is what you see before you. Like to answer any questions the commission may have, but if you have any project questions or timelines of things, how they're developing, I'd like to answer those questions as well.
Just so everybody knows, it's $261,714.12, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So as the last page dictates, shows breakdown, working with Greg Martez, GM Development, to kind of break down the components of each section of the project and how it is being funded. So you see the RDC funds at the contribution of the 3.15, the Ready 2.0 funds at 250,000, the Parks Department funds of 800,000, so of which we've already spent 549,000 of, bringing our total remaining in budget at $3,389,285.88 left to spend. A part of that, you do see a component in the budget breakdown of basically reserved. Those are not necessarily the rainy day fund, but sometimes in the process of any development, there are surprises. Like our temporary road was not going to actually sustain, so we had to invest a little more attention to that area. So it took a little T&M for our current construction firm, earth workers, to work a little harder to make sure that's set. So you do see also a pile of mulch behind my office as well right now. That is from the trees. I promise trees are coming back. I am a park guy. I love trees. I hate to see them go, but some of these trees were at their maturity and they were deemed into their hazardous nature. So,
Questions or comments?
As far as oversight from the Parks Department, is that yourself?
yes.
Okay.
So I am on site daily, speaking with our site foreman, Chris. He is our basically our go-to for Meyer Najum. He is on site day in, day out from 7 a.m. to roughly about 4 to 5. He is in working with the crews, making sure that they are doing what they are supposed to do, staying on top, checking in, especially on crucial time frames. So we've set a lot of our stormwater pipe already, and that we were actually setting forms today, pouring concrete. So we're in that phase of buttoning up a lot of the project. There is one component I'd like to bring the commission up to speed on. The Parks Department was approached, luckily after a town, basically a chamber luncheon from a local resident that is graciously selected the Parks Department as the beneficiary of a pole barn that they have on their property. That pole barn is a 48 by 80, roughly 4,000 square foot. We are now working with Meyer Najum on how do we bring that into the project. We have a price of bringing it in as a standalone with basically all the bells and whistles that comes with it. We're also looking at the option, price-wise, of marrying the two buildings of our current existing maintenance building and bringing that as a L form out of the southwest corner of the building. Ultimately, high level will give us that new facility we were looking for tomorrow, versus looking towards the future at a fraction of the cost. The monetary value of this donation is roughly $180,000. So we are diligent working. If you're curious of what those numbers come to, they actually bring it to the park and set it up and everything. I have those before me tonight to share with you, that we can talk at a later date. But that is what I have this evening. So tonight, seeking for the disbursement of the $261,714.12.
Ask for a motion.
I guess because this is our first, I want to make sure that we're doing this the right way. Do we need to do this specifically, or can we do it in the claims as a whole? Because it's actually in our claims. Going forward, I just thought it'd be best, however we're doing it, just so we know how to do it, how legally you want it done.
We can do it as part of claims.
Okay.
That's the easiest way to do it.
I like pointing it out.
And,
But,
yes,
yes.
yeah. Just procedurally, I thought it.
Yeah, and from this point forward, you will see me every month, or a representative from Meyer Najum, here if I cannot be here in my place, so.
I'll make a motion, we pay the claims in the amount of $345,957.26.
First, as represented, do I have a second?
Brian Copel, second.
First and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion passes. Thank you for all the information. Appreciate it.
Not a problem, happy to share more. I will be providing a formal report at the next with images that you guys can see also on site. So.
Looking forward to it. Any other questions or comments from the board? Legal, managerial? No. Then we will move down to for good of the order. Dr. Allen.
Off to a great start, but keep the prayers coming.
Commissioner Overton?
Just wanted to mention that the Churches in Mission Gala is coming up on August 21st. It's obviously for the good of the community. That's over at, I think, Mallow Run, 5 p.m. Tickets are $100. Obviously, it's a good opportunity for those of us to support good cause.
Thank you for bringing that up. Commissioner Smitty?
Class of 1976, we are planning our 50th reunion, August 8th, downtown at 5 East. Wonder, any idea how that's going to look? So I'm anxious to see what their schedule looks like. Yep. So, that's all I got.
All right, Commissioner Pickett?
I haven't been here for a while, so I just wanted to take the time to acknowledge how great the facade looks at the corner of Indian and Main. I mean, it was kind of a hassle to have things closed for a while, but it looks great, I think, so.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you. Commissioner Cole?
Nothing today.
Nothing?
No.
Same boat. Pat? Chelsea?
Just that our next meeting date is not September X, it will be September 8th. That was a placeholder, 8th.
Good deal.
Is that a Monday, right?
Yes, it is a Monday. That was when the majority of you could meet.
Seeing no further questions or comments, we plan on seeing everybody September 8th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Thank you for all in attendance. Need a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Got a first? Need a second?
Second.
First and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed the same. We will see everybody next month. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
Jared, don't run off yet.
Need a signature.
Yeah.